Today I will demonstrate the two methods that are used to manipulate various web page elements, such as animation, adding text, removing text, adding classes, and all that. Although we may not go to all those aspects, but I will demonstrate how you can select various elements on a web page using the query selector and querySelectorAll. So welcome to the tutorial. First of all, I have this basic web page containing div 1, which is demo, and then div 2 containing demo, which is demo 2 here. So what we'll do is I'll first select the first element using the query selector, and I'll do it like this. So we will have red and say div, and after div it will be equal to Document.querySelector, querySelector. Oh, too bad. querySelector, like that. And with this, now having declared the method of the document that we want to work with, I'll use backticks here to select the first div, and I'll just type in div to demonstrate that querySelector works even with the tags such as div, ordered list, non-ordered list, span, and everything. So you can add any document element here, and it will be selected. This particular querySelector will always return the first element within the body of a document, so that you can work with. And to demonstrate this, we have that. And now what I will do, I will just console log the div so that you can see it on the browser, on the console panel. So I'll just start this in the browser, and straight I'll go to inspect, and on the console you can see we are getting one result, which is the first element. You see the tab, you can see it's being selected, the first div with message 1. So now, having selected that, you can work with this other than just consoling, because now we can add maybe text. You can say div dot, let's say inner, let's inner HTML would be equal to something else we may want, and we can just say maybe some dots there. And if you refresh the document here, you see it will be manipulated, and the text, the original text, will be replaced with the dots that we have added. You may want to do other more useful things, but this is just for demonstration that you now have the ability to change. However, in normal real life web applications, you may find that web pages contains hundreds and even thousands of elements, div elements, and many other elements, and therefore this may not be very ideal. And therefore, to be specific on what you want to select, we will add details on our query. And what we will do in this case is that I want to add a div. Let's select the second div so that I can demonstrate further that we can skip the first one and go to the second one by adding dot demo -2. Okay, so in this case, my query is find a div that has a class of demo 2. So sorry, made a mistake. So we are doing div dot demo -2. So that's what we have, the first div that matches a query of class demo 2. And therefore, if we come down here and just console log, you realize, you find that we are able now to select the second div rather than now the first one. So because the query now matches the second div. So this is how query selector works, and you can do so much with it, other than now inner, because after selecting this, you find that this element has so many other methods and other methods to work with. For example, you can do some, let's say, style dot, let's say just add some background, and background we now add this, now a styling background. Let's add a color, some hash, let's say CCC, 3 C's there, it's enough. And if we refresh, we are able to style that div by that. We can add so many other, we can also do other things such as adding an extra class, adding text, and even animations and all that. Now let's now look at the query selector all and see what we can do. So query selector all is very common. It looks almost the same as the query selector. It's only that it now includes the all. So we have the query selector and the query selector all. That's the difference. And there, this one I'll call it elements. So now, because there are many elements, and what I want to select in this case is divs that matches a class text. So now you can see, obviously we have two divs that contains this class. So divs, any div that contains this class is what will be selected. And if you look at now, if you console the elements in this case, you find that this particular selection will return an array, for obvious reasons, an array of all elements that matches the query. Now you can see on the node list we have two div elements, okay, with various details, as you can see. And the first one has the class, but for obvious reasons, you can see there are two elements in this, and they're being highlighted on the left, as you can see. Now with these ones, how do you work with this? Because it's an array, you have to look through the array, and therefore I'll use the for each method here, and then I'll use EL to select each and every element, fat arrow function, and then I'm able now to work with this. And therefore, first of all, we will query select. Let's query select EL. Now, individual elements dot. Let's just console in a HTML to demonstrate our operation here. So now, those going back to the console, you find that it's able to bring in the two messages, the first one and the second one, because we have successfully looked through these two elements. You can do so many other things within your development, and you're only limited to your ideas. By selecting this using these two methods, you can do so much. You can advance your development even to charts and everything and anything you might want to achieve in your development. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.